This woman writes, my boyfriend keeps thinking about me and past people I've been with and then being nasty to me, question mark. Well, I would say that he's probably being nasty to you because he's thinking about you and the past people you've been with. So it's like, you know the answer, you know why, but now you're getting into this post. Let's see what you're trying to get. Yeah, let's see. My boyfriend who's 20 keeps thinking about me. He's 21 and people I've been with before him. So he's insecure about it, doesn't have as much confidence in his own value that he brings to the relationship, and therefore he's doubting himself, and then he's taking it out on you, being nasty. It's getting to the point where he is thinking about it almost every single day and takes it out on me. And so is he expressing this? Is he telling you that he's thinking about this? Are you just assuming this? What's kind of the means of communication that's going on? We've been together 10 months and almost 11 now. And all of this started back in February. So it's like 4 months ago. So something changed. Because you had 6 months where this didn't happen, now 4 months when it did. I tried to give him reassurance and insist none of it matters to me and how it's something I don't think about and regret. It's like, well, do you really regret, having past relationships? It's like, well, how are you even going to regret something like this? It's like this assumption that he's upset that you've been with other people other than him is a little bit ridiculous. And it's just an insecure coming from a place of fear. And that's something that's like, he just really got to fix it himself. And unfortunately, it's like when people try to, take responsibility for things like this, it's a difficult thing to take responsibility for because it's genuinely coming from a place of this other person being afraid. And then you start doing things like, oh, I'm blaming myself and I'm punishing myself because I had past boyfriends. And it's like, that's just a little bit ridiculous. But he does not listen. Instead, he says it's disgusting. It's like, seriously? It makes out I am a slag, parentheses, slut. It's like, do you really want to maintain a relationship with somebody like this that treats you like that? It's just ridiculous claims. And says it makes him think differently of me. Giving him the ick, making it feel like my own fault. Yeah, this guy's got some problems of himself, and he's got a lot of self-esteem issues. Probably negative beliefs towards relationships actually working. He doesn't have a clue how to do it, so he tries to punish in order to try and get control, and it's just really an unhealthy relationship at this point. And I would take that into consideration. Look at the positives versus the negatives of this relationship, and seemingly they're probably outweighing drastically. The negatives are outweighing the positives. I feel so powerless over the situation. It's like, do you really want to maintain that feeling? And I do not know what to do about it anymore. And so that's kind of what it seems like why she's writing this post. It's like she knows what's going on. She knows that there's a problem. It seems like she's on the fence. Oh, maybe she wants to get out, but she's afraid to because it's sometimes a scary thing. Because you might think like, well, sometimes the certain pain we experience, we often choose over a pain that is uncertain, or going into that uncertainty on thinking that maybe this is the best I can get, or linking pain to being single again, or maybe I'll never even get another relationship. And you just start getting these patterns of like, what if, this uncertainty. And it's usually what people do is they choose to stay in relationships where they experience pain on a consistent basis, even though it's like they know intellectually that if they just get out, then it will be better, but still there's that element of uncertainty, and so they don't choose it. And so that's why it's helpful to really understand relationships, because the number one thing that does is it gives you that certainty on what works, what doesn't. And when you know specifically what works and what doesn't, and you can pick up on these patterns that the other person is doing, it's like it gives you that confidence to leave and find somebody better. And so that's what I would say. It's like this guy you're with, he doesn't seem like a person that you'd really want to sustain a relationship with, because he's just living in this place of fear. And when he's acting out of these places of fear, it's really harmful to the relationship, and that cannot be sustained long term. So again, weigh the negatives, weigh the positives. Do your best to learn as much about relationships as possible, and maybe get some kind of support system, and then that way you can kind of transition out of a relationship if that is what you choose to do.